Once I was a crusader for the Divine Order. I pledged my life to Lucian the Divine. The war changed everything. He sent me to save the elves I grew up amongst. I arrived too late. Lucian ordered the use of death fog against the Black Ring, annihilating everyone I once knew in the process. Now I'm a mercenary killer, one of the infamous Lone Wolves. And my next target is none other than Lucian's own son.
I used to be a slave, kept under the thumb of the master, the bastard that made me hunt down my own kin. How did he do that, you ask? With the living scar you see on my cheek, this horror that takes no more than a song sung by Master Dearest to control my very thoughts. But now the tables have turned. I broke my shackles, and when I finally find him, I will make the Master sing a very different kind of song.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
What a dismal way to wake, in the belly of the beast. Let's see if I can grope my way out.
Oh, everything's spick and span. Nothing left to do, really.
Ah, you're up.
Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself. There. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get you. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens. Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise. My, aren't we a meek little lamb? Perhaps I needn't have collared you at all, though it does look darling on you. So let's just leave it on, shall we? Because, to answer your question, what the collar does is this. It makes you for your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's. Why? Because we're at sea, of course, and have been for several days.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits. And if you're a particularly good girl, perhaps a cure as well.
No known associates. In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time with humans.
A young Magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass. Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Easy now. You're paling me arse. Why don't you move along? Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does. Aren't you enterprising? I'll let Waters tell you no herself. Go ahead. She with the...
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this. Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow. We'll find out who did this. Speaking of,
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't you're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Finn was killed by Source. If a Magister could do that, there wouldn't be a Magister. It looks more like a passenger managed to slip their collar. And the rest, well, listen. I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Not in here, it isn't. You let me know if you hear anything.
Come on, please, Losa. I forgot how to sing. I did.
Oh, there you are, wife. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
The young woman seems about to raise her hand, but quickly remembers herself and nods pointedly at the excited.
Who indeed? Why, my name is, Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb.
The children break out into giggles.
I say, it is.
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and get, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? Like yourself, maybe. I don't mind the kiddies, usually. Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth as quickly as they came. The clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
Why won't you sing?
A no doesn't become a yes. over
Rubbish.
time, you know.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd. I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sub-story somewhere else.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp Ifan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magister's more concern than more appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You, elf, what's your name?
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magister's more concern than more appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you. At once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping
Insufferable.
What?
Surely.
Didn't make it...
Ifan raises his eyebrows.
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Come on, please.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh...
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Music to my beleaguered... On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? Oh, but to feel the caress of... On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The very basics, then. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. As per your own testimony, you can cook, tailor, and groom. Well, that just about settles it. I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave. You should probably come to terms with the fact that you've half a mind, full stop. Rein in your impertinence, will you? Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. But meanwhile, the
A broad dwarf sits... He raises an eyebrow as you approach.
Listen up, Ghetto. You hear that?
Your kind always hung closest to our divine.
He opens both eyes.
You look like a ghetto. Listen, if you're interested. Or get gone if you aren't. The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes...
And? Sick as a lip, but there's more. Listen. You've got ears on your head, haven't you? You need me to... There now, just like that.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks.
There, you heard it, didn't you? I knew it. No, you beautiful idiot. That wasn't any rat. It was the wheel. Squeaks whenever the helmsman... Pardon my beard. That means, if we've been traveling for... Yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magister's more concern than your appetite.
Yeah, no indeed, Ghetto. But that...
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard.
That'll be all, thank ye kindly, Ghetto.
He continues stroking his...
Did you see the body? They ought to let you taste a bit. Maybe you'd find out who done it.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hugh. He reaches up.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page.
I am reading. My book is in my hands, my face turned away from you.
He grabs a metal plate and watches his...
No, they are working quite adequately. It seems you are at fault. Oh, you have my apology. Perhaps I should demand the same from those red-cloaked humans. They laid their hands on me more than once. Perhaps. Take this book, for example. I understand it is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history? Most unusual. And if it's not too... No. I want to know about the Celestial. This text tells me that where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others? Of course you don't have any useful information. Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
No amount of pestering will...
Here's the register, ma'am. Good, good. You faring okay so far? I'm glad to hear. You head on in now.
You seem on edge, officer. What on earth is the matter? Murder most foul.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
No, I'm afraid I always perform my part solo. Do stay and watch, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts Source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
What's happened?
lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open.
What happened? Water? Wine, for goodness sake!
The lizard's eyes close as he slips. The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor. You hear a faint thud, thud, thud. Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like an animal. Under his shaggy hair, you can see green eyes fluttering as if in a nightmare. A low whine, his eyes flicker open, but he doesn't register. Ifan cries out, then his eyes fall close. The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious.
The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way. Not long before this thing snaps into splinters. Great gods! Something's pounding on the hull!
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You recognize the symbol immediately for what it is. You press your palm against the door to open it. The wood feels neither cold nor warm, but simply grey. The color drains, it doesn't budge. The moment you touch the door,
lifeboat. That means there's still a chance.
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
They said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Thank you. There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
Wait, where are the rest?
Had you open your big mouth, didn't you?
The Magister lies on the floor.
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a wait. Voidwoken! I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
I've faced worse.
They who are about to triumph.
These beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
We make a pretty good... God damn it! I need to get off this wreck, and quick.
The moment you touch the door,
That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
you pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and the skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of...
No. What damn fools record? It catches fire. It turns into must when wet.
The skeleton looks up and notices...
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book.
Yes, indeed. It's the look of someone that wants to read the bloody book he's holding. Now, if you're really quite finished, I believe you have lifeboats to flee to. Please, I was no more an elf than you are. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed. A mask that was stolen. Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools. And I will simply pluck my...
The skeleton holds up his book in one quick, frustrated...
I am trying to discover if there is any... And I will be damned if I let the lives of some... Go on! Go! Swim or... Do you mind? I'm...
The moment you touch the door, the door groans open, but an ash...
I need to get out of here. Now!
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Orivan.
I've danced with death before, but that was a particularly intimate waltz. I suppose I'm the lone survivor. How jolly. Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. I made it to shore. Bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. Magister Jalen from the ship. I would have chosen a swifter death for him myself.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady malcontent. Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away. Nevertheless, one good turn does deserve another, so as far as the whole slave business is concerned, let's just forget about it. You may as well have your freedom. Now then, if there's nothing further, I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Touché.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do...
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see continents dotted with mighty cities, and shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon. What do you mean? What do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very actual
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter...
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? Oh, may the Seven have mercy on their own creation. I am the Red Prince. Of course you know.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent...
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in... The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. This and that. Tag along. Do you really? On the other hand, I really could do. Fine. I on one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer. one of the mystics. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of jolly good. So, now that that's said, even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic and, yes, even subterfuge. What say you? Very well. Onwards, then.
The Red Prince nods.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. As your luck would have it, I seem to be... Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see...
Brachus Rex, ruler to some, tyrant to others, long dead to all.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles.
I'm not supposed to talk to elves.
He shrugs and continues the game.
Sauce? They told me I'm...
The child screws up his face and looks at you hard.
I don't see any sauce on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy. No one cares where I go. They're gone now. Their Magisters took them already. I guess now they're cured. And maybe they're waiting for me back at home. But you didn't die. Guess I am. But it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary. There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean. You'll see.
All you're good for now, Brachus, is to provide some shade from the sun.
A black cat. A herald of wisdom in my homeland.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but its eyes clear.
lady. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh? I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them ringing out. Adults always want to talk. Can't I just...
Rubbish. I found something. I need a shovel.
One must put in due effort if one is to reap the proper reward. Yes, by all means, let us partake in the art.
I wonder where this leads.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's still not... He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its face.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply...
Damnation. That's stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as... Ah! No! Stay back! Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected. It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful than I gave her credit for. I chased her here, but she rather seems to have given me the slip. Thus...
He turns back to the body, prodding at its face cautiously.
Why, its face, of course. What other use would I have for some rotting corpse? A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull.
I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body.
I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Because my own was stolen from me. And the idea of being chased across Rivellon by every idiot with a torch... Oh, get away! You are simple beasts. And you simply do not like me. So, if I am to traverse this land, I will need a mask to disguise my features. Oh, please. It is far too complicated. It requires more finesse than... No, but once I have extracted the required material, and then I can return to finding my people. I cannot be the last Eternal, but the rest of them are somewhat...
At least from this realm. As for the others... Well, there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. Perhaps there I'll find my answers.
A cult? Hardly. I could ask you to imagine an Eternal as a creature of incredible intelligence and skill. But I fear the limits of your imagination. We studied the mysteries of the universe. We create, but I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. We will have our world again. Well, that hardly seems relevant. Several centuries, in fact. I was sealed in a tomb for daring to be curious about the world. Perhaps I should thank him. It seems I was spared whatever happened to the others. I wonder if flowers would be appropriate. I suppose, circumstances being what they are, you seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be useful. Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in... Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require for this enterprise of yours? I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? There's rather a lot to see. Splendid. Very well. Let's be off.
You hear a small whimpering sound from behind a basket. You peer behind it and find a small human child holding her knees and trembling. The child quiets and seems comforted by your presence.
There are monsters here. Lizard ones and real ones. It's really scary. Master was a lizard. She sent us here. Me, Ma. It's their fault I'll never see Ma and Pa again. Parents are the best.
Her eyes lock with yours for...
Mama?
Where is she? You go with us? Who are you? Are you from the shelter? She says nothing of another. Vera! Never mind. It is...
She leans forward.
Please, do not lead anyone here.
these turtles. They're transforming.
I'm ready!
Swallowed too much seawater by the looks of him.
Foolish to attempt an escape by sea in these waters.
loyal to the Order.
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Stay silent, elf!
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it, Alice.
Yes, Your Holiness.
I believe we're done here.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
The Lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty...
These creatures are so prone to violence. Naturally, the weaker specimens suffer.
A single name throbs across your brain. Verdas, Verdas, Verdas! He must escape. He cannot die here. He cannot!
hasn't changed a bit. Always late.
I got my eye on you, Moss Muncher. Don't try any of that sauce business on my watch or I'll do to you what the hammer did to that traitor. Missed quite the scene. The bishop himself and his right hand laid down the law on a traitor among our own ranks. Burst into quite the bloody mess, she did. Bishop's a son of the dead divine. Don't know when we'll get a new one, but Alexander's looking after us in the meantime all the same. And the hammer's a solid sort. Don't take no guff and don't stand for no idling. Earned that name for a reason, she did. When you give up the darkness that's inside you, they're working on a cure for you even now. Got some good leads, so I hear. During the time of Lucian, of course. Who wouldn't join up with God himself? It was all when we lost him. Well, it only made sense to see his will through. Can't for certain, but I reckon when God himself gives his life, so that's what we do. Lucian gave his life to protect Rivellon. If we let the Voidwoken get to it now, well, we'd have lost it. Fort Joy ain't no summer camp. No one said it were, but it's...
Did you see him? You did, right? The Geists, dummy. The Hammer and Alexander had 2 in tow just a moment ago. Ugh. Thought horrors, eh? Easy to see. Now, why don't you move along and settle in? And Majesty...
Come on,
Did you see them, miss? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself? They were so close, almost within arm's reach. You don't know them? Oh, remarkable. They are all that stand between you, me, and the Void. And they were right here just a moment ago, attending to some business. Then you prove yourself ignorant, miss. The Voidwoken are drawn to source. With these collars on, no source can flow from us. We're safer here than...
Disgusting like threats?
Great God! Will you quit dragging this on? Ain't that hard, Lexi. Just hand over the gold.
I will not. Dear one, help me teach this beast. He must respect.
Respect? Huh. Someone's got to keep this place running. Griff can't.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of you.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protect.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one.
Burrow looks you both up and down.
Ah, get out of here. The both of you.
The elf smiles and bows.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
Ifan rolls his sleeves back down. He nods at you.
Good work there. Good work. I can tell you've got chops. Say, you were on the...
He stretches out one rough hand to shake yours. He grips your hand tight as a vice and...
Say, you don't look all that busy now that we're safely on dry land. I could use someone to... I've just got a small errand to run. And then I'll be looking to get the hell out of here while I've still got a neck to collar. How about we stick together until we get out of this place?
indigestion, or is it... Oh God, not now.
He shrugs, looking off to the side.
Mercenaries. It's a job. My job. Everyone needs to make a living. I make mine running errands.
He shoots you a flinty look, all
Lone wolves only share such information with friends.
He grins, sharp teeth glittering in the...
So, before we hit the road, it's best if survival's my main priority. I'll use every trick in the book to keep us alive. But if a wayfarer's not what you're after, I've got other skills. What do you need? Can do. Onwards.
He scans the horizon for threats with one green eye.
Right you are.
Who in their right mind would think of a thing like this? Is that indigestion or is it... Oh God, not now.
I know you.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship.
Back then I was... Sibyl, right? Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape? I saw you fall. We all did. Thought you were done for. When we get out of this place, I owe you a pint. So you managed to swim to safety, is that it? What about when you were in the water? Didn't hear anything. I heard the same thing. Do you know what this means? It means I'm...
Losa's voice catches in her throat. She is stock-still, waxy-skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish, her head snaps to you mechanically. Light suddenly flashes back into her face.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. It was a ship. Applies to a lot of situations, actually. Vermin tend to know what's what. It's nothing really. It's just... I'm just a bit hospitable? Put it like this. You've never been a host, but I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers, like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied. Now, isn't that just the question of the hour? I can't be sure just yet. So, how are you enjoying the joy? Yeah? I was just thinking, so, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that. It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks. Lately, I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires. So, sounds fine. So, we're good, yeah? Hey, wait a sec. It looks like you have all the company you need. Maybe another time, when you're a bit more on the lonely. Till then.
Bow your head, please! If we chant the endless prayer, the next... Haven't you heard? Do not doubt that he...
The shrine depicts Lucy in the... A low, resonant vibration hums up your knees buckle.
Shrine, by the looks of it.
A fella can't hear himself think with all this racket. Yeah, that, Farah? You gotta cut that out. What's happened to you? Aye, she needs help, but none that I can give.
Mad as a cuckoo, that one. And distraught don't even begin to cover it. She's hollering after that, and there ain't no amount of hollering.
Please, can you... An elf! Stay away, cannibal! If I find out you've gone near my baby, I'll skin you alive! Please! Please! Please, can you... I don't care. I don't care. Irma? Where are you, dear? I'm not mad, darling.
I
I'm not
don't
mad.
think I ain't
Sweetheart?
watching. That's your 5th blue jester this round.
What of it?
Yeah, what of it? No, just 'cause the pair of you are filthy cheats.
Looky here, mates. A fresh face. We love fresh. Why don't you join us in a round of cards? First hands on the house. Chuff to you, Chief.
You glance at your hand.
Quite the hand, Freshie. Unfortunately, too. Blaming a bloke you just met for your misfortune, are ya? Ease off, or I'll go ahead and double what you owe. To be sure, Chief. Pay up and you get to keep your eyes. Sounds pretty satisfying, doesn't it? See that, Freshie? Keep that up and you'll get along just fine in old Fort Joy. Hope you're behaving yourself.
What is it, weirdo? Your coin's gathering in a cave to the...
Huh? What are you doing here?
Bloody frick.
Overtaken devours all.
Hope you're behaving yourself.
I don't think I ain't watching. That's your 5th blue jester this round.
What of it?
Greetings, child. You must be very far from your homelands indeed. Troubles me to hear that.
A little respect for Griff's right.
You there, elf? Have you seen him? None of your business, inmate. Find me. He hasn't changed a bit. Always late.
Same as your children, your supplicants.
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone? It's just, I've a proposition. Something very worth knowing. In that case, listen up. You must think me mad to approach a stranger, but this camp is full of... I've been here a long time. Longer than anyone. I have a way out of here. It won't be easy, and I'm... Are you interested? Atta girl. Who wouldn't? The plan's simple. Completely fool. There's an artifact that you can use to... It's found its way into a nest of crocodilians on... Not enough to trouble a fire. Get that artifact.
Say, I don't know any elvish. Well, give us a smile.
What in his better will than to puke yourself to death and get purged? To avoid welcome, you should be happy for greeting.
Please, excuse us.
You're talking to me, not her.
Oh, for the...
Say it again. Go on.
Well, it's the...
A flat smile.
She never did like... Bastard.
The man looks for a moment at the corpse at his feet, then turns back toward the nearly finished coffin, bloodied hammer in hand.
Murder's a big word. And no,
This here's a bed for someone 1,000 times better than that snake. The love of my life. Gret. She passed in the night. Something in the...
He tenderly runs a hand along the coffin.
If she were here, she'd tell me this plank is crooked. Chastise me for using warped wood.
The man holds a hand to his...
I'll be with you soon, love.
What do you want, freak?
Out the fort? So where...
Make it quick. Hell if I know. Don't rightly know if it can be done. If they take the sword, sure. Pelham, I made it as far as the Hollow Marshes even. They dragged his corpse back the next day. I never seen one myself, but me cousin up in...
So, this
The
is
delivery.
Fort Joy.
Surely you'll have one.
What a crumbling disaster.
Scram, snake face.
Hmm? Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm very tired.
You're about to ask your question. Griff is slowly
What?
Who's asking?
He smirks.
I'm listening. Sure. Have a good stuff, huh?
Here's the goods. Like you wanted.
Got it.
I got that special shipment you was asking after. Take your coin then. I got that special shipment you was asking after.
Everything there? Good.
I got that special shipment you was asking after. Take your coin then. Here's the goods. Like you wanted.
Keep it there, will ya?
When another divine arises, will source change back? What source? Hasn't Alexander?
Can't help you there. If I could, I wouldn't.
I've got that special shipment you was asking after.
Keep it down, will ya?
Hey, why don't you take a gander at the goodies I got? Stuff you won't find anywhere else in camp. Let's just say folks leave here, but they don't seem to take their effect. Fend for yourself, then.
Let me guess. You're here for a match. You'll find out.
Haven't got shanked through the gills yet? Give it. Here's the goods. Like you wanted. Haven't got shanked through the gills. Haven't got shanked through the guild.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
Careful. Heading into the kitchen. Ha! Cheeky. All right, Slick. Haven't seen you around here. All right, easy now.
She sighs.
Another one of those. Move along.
Take your coin then.
You, elf. What you heard about a crate of stolen supplies, and just like everyone else. So, heard it just like everyone else.
Watch yourself. What do you want now? Make it quick. Hell if I know. Sure. Pal, I never seen...
Like you wanted.
Easy, eh?
Everything there? Good.
I'm hungry.
Not an attempt, mate. Not if I can bloody help it. Time's up, Your Highness. It's stabbing time.
damned nuisance these assassins are. It's their frightful manners I mind the most, really.
Mind your manners round Griff, eh?
When another divine arises, will source change back? What if there are no sorcerers?
Well, that was rather fun, wasn't it? I do find it ever so invigorating to cut a cutthroat's throat. Oh, one gets used to this kind of thing so quickly. This is hardly the first time someone's filled some poor fool's purse. I'll tell you what, though. Whomever wants me out of the picture will have to do a lot better if they seek to get the better of me. All those bumblers they've sent so far mark a mere
Hasn't Alexander risen yet?
What do you want now? Watch yourself.
The lizard's brow knits together, then...
What? Oh, new advice. Good. My mind? What else, my friend? We've used salt.
As you approach the blacksmith, you feel a bony hand on your arm. Fane leans in and whispers in your ear.
If it would be acceptable, I have an inquiry, and if it would not be acceptable, well, that would render this entire conversation rather...
Fane approaches the blacksmith and quietly speaks to her. You can't overhear much, but he seems to be gesturing towards her. Fane's words are quiet, but you hear the blacksmith repeat, "Face Ripper," in shock. She
What is it with creeps like you and Master Niles? I told him to slither back to his dungeon.
Fane backs away, scratching his head. It seems that didn't go as he'd expected. He is lost in thought, though. She must have said something he found interesting.
It's bolted on there tight, ain't it?
Amidst a crowd of
And what you after? I ain't.
she looks up.
You looking to buy something? Found it in the scrappy. Never knew her to be much of a wrench head.
She nods once.
You looking to buy something? Or do you just want to waste my time with a whole lot of questions? For you? Hell no. That's for me to know. All manner of things.
Leave me. Go. No. Leave me.
Got a little too close to Mona, did you? Poor dear won't let me heal her. Lost all hope, I suppose. No trouble. You're not the first, and you... Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little comfort. Why, look at that. Just what I ordered. Ain't you a peach, love? Poor fella over there crossed one of Griff's card sharks and got a clubbed. Lucky you came out of it at all. Plenty of folks around of here haven't, and it's me who ends up risk. Our healer's walk. See if your spirit could fight the Reaper.
You're scared, are ya?
Worse than war rations, these.
Haven't got shanked through the gills yet?
The woman looks up as you approach.
What do you need? By all means, get an eyeful.
We find source so dangerous. What in his death caused it? So void woken are attracted to source. But why? When another divine
Hands out your pockets
will
now.
source change back?
What do you want now? Make it quick. Sure. Pelham. Hell if I know. I never seen...
Thousand bottles of dust, 50 bottles of tears old, make the hinges rust.
The woman looks up as you approach.
What do you need? Ha, the hammer got you cute. Oh, I don't know. People do chat.
She nods once.
Clever lasser. No wonder what Alex... By all means, get an eyeful.
You come to fight. You come to...
She scoffs.
To prove you are the... Never mind. Good. Who aids you? Choose wisely. Whether you fail or succeed, you do not fight more than one. healing!
Meet your maker.
When another divine arises, will source change back? What if there are no sorcerers? I fear it will be quite some time. Go
The woman looks up as you approach, wiping her...
What do you need? By all means, get an eyeful. Who in their right mind would think of a thing like this?
day, buddy?
Mind your manners round Griff, eh?
Haven't got shanked through the gills yet? Give it time.
Leave him be. Don't, mate. Listen, I can help you if you just...
I've got that special shipment he was asking after.
Keep it down, will ya?
Here's the goods. Like you wanted.
Shut up, elf.
Griff glances from his blade. He smirks.
I'm listening.
Don't tell anyone what
Please, help me. She has not much time. Griff, he is a savage kind. Perceptive. Like most men behind bars, some people, not you. Griff tells I tell you what I know. But first, I want to make a trade. I know a way out. I show you. Finally, Griff releases me if he's... After I am free, you are free.
Here's the goods. Like you
I see no... Griff is a... I intend you understand. Thank you.
Griff glances from his blade. To you,
Myra. I guess you mean the clown I caught stealing supplies. A crate of... All I want is my... You already know the terms. Sure. Have a look.
Everything there? Good.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much. Ain't fit for beasts.
haven't got shanked through the...
Griff glances from his blade.
You already know the terms. Nothing else to say.
Here's the goods. Like you wanted.
Everything there? Good.
Easy, eh? Worse than more rations, these.
What do you want now? Make it quick. If Boss trusts you to find something for him, Boss will be fine. You mean that guy in the... yeah. Boss is hell if I know. I never seen... Sure. Watch yourself. What do you want now? Make it quick. Sure. Tell him if Boss trusts you to...
The woman looks out on the
Haven't seen you around here before. Well, you here alone?
She gives you a look.
You think twice about facing this mean world alone, eh? Some of us haven't got anyone at all anymore. It's nothing. Used to be I had and they brought us. Now I'm just waiting for him to call my name. Waiting and remembering.
Her eyes...
Kind of you to ask. Stefan, he was my little one. Smart as a whip and no less wicked. And my husband, he was called Felix. He was an expert healer. Could fix a broken bone in a short minute.
She talks for some time. Joy.
Water. Take care of yourself. You hear?
Here you are. I wonder what keeps you. We are unfamiliar, yet so tell me. Start from the beginning. I see. Now tell me more. I understand. Power. Power comes from strength, and strength comes from... It is nothing. Many
Just as you're about to address the...
This man is a dreamer. As you know, I need a commissioning.
He bids the dreamers. The dreamer then chews and swallows a... He falls asleep. The Red Prince pinches the bridge of his nose in apparent You receive a withering glance.
A deserved bit of sark. Turns out I'm being... The dreamers, though, they're on my side. That's because you... Oh, I was born with the... But to keep it, Bahara is her name.
I could tell you all about swamp dreamers too if I chewed that much Druidine.
Oh, do hold.
What? But I was... It was... Please. And you smell of burnt hair. And they don't call us dreamers for supplies? Though I'd guess Mr. Griff is more upset about the Druidine than the citrus. It's all here, I'm afraid. On my person. You found... I need to dream. I, above all others. It is my vocation. It may be hard for you before I was caught, but just as I was, so you see, I cannot give back the Druidine. To save a life. Ah, that elven fellow in the cage, I suppose. I knew. Never mind. Take the oranges. The Druidine.
Hands out your pockets.
I got that special shipment he was asking after.
An elf, caked in...
You believe what he says? That I am a thief? Perceptive. Like most men behind bars, I'm innocent. Like most of us here on the island, in fact. Aren't you like me? I do. But you guess I need something too. I know a way out. I show you, finally. Griff, after I am free, you are... I see no one. Griff is a powerful man. I intend you understand. Thank you.
Griff glances from his blade to you and back again.
Spare the indignation and hand it over. Now. Good girl. Looks like everything's accounted for.
This Griff is nothing but a thug. Don't give up Stingtails so easily.
I don't want Stingtail's blood on my hands.
Griff would kill a fellow over petty theft. Giving up Stingtail is no better than murder.
I'm right chuffed to have my supplies back. So tell me who you found them on, or you're going to have to answer to me, my knife, and each one of my people. And your little elf friend won't make it out alive neither. Oh, you must think I'm playing with you. I don't play, and I'm over.
fit for beasts.
Here's the goods. Like you wanted.
Keep it down, will ya? You're scared, are ya? Go.
Haven't got shanked through the gills yet?
Griff glances from his blade. To you, he smirks.
I'm listening. Thugs. Look at it this way. People get lawless here, and we all starve.
He points the tip of his blade.
I solve my own problems. Oh, they'll cure you of your sauce. Sure, have a look. Good stuff, huh?
Give it down, will you?
Haven't got shanked through the gills yet? Give it time.
You're scared, are ya?
When's it gonna be killing time?
Warfare is worship.
I've waited this long. I can wait longer.
Warfare is worship.
Can we get on with this already? I've waited this long. I can wait longer. Can we get on with this already?
Warfare is worship. We will rejoin our comrades.
When's it gonna be killing time?
You come to fight. You come to prove yourself. You come... Good. Who aids you? Choose wisely. Whether you fail or succeed, you do not...
bastard.
He taps hammer to nail and doesn't look up. The woman looks out.
Haven't seen. Well, you hear a lot.
She gives.
You think some of us haven't got. It's not used to be. And they brought. Now I'm just.
Her eyes.
Kind of you to.
She talks joy.
Water. Take care of yourself.
Patience, Mal. Patience. Here you are. I wonder what keeps you. For I am an elf. The tongue we are unfamiliar. So tell me. Start from the beginning. I see. I and power. Power. It is nothing.
Come on, you stubborn hunk of...
The dwarf's fingers clamp around a splintered chunk of wood, nailed.
Ah! Eh? Oh, that. Reckon I might have had a harder time of it without your help, though. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got business to attend to.
The dwarf spits into each of his calloused palms and rubs them together before placing them.
Go on then.
You grab the plank and pull.
Forget it. I'd offer you a cold one for your trouble. I suppose it were a fool.
He sucks a finger and holds.
Winds like these, she would have capsized before she reached the break. Well, on to...
He gives you a wry look.
Aye. Was planning to build me a raft and paddle off. I've got business north. Maybe you do.
He stands before you.
There's something of you, you know? You don't... Why don't we make a deal then? You help me get out of this place, and I'll... Ah, it's this...
He lifts and...
Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's... Well, that's... Suffice to say, I'd at least be captain. Anyhow, let's get down to I've been up and down the realm so often it'd make you... Then it's settled. Capital. Aye. But it seems you've no room for old beast in your clan now.
I'll need to get clever with this lock.
The woman looks up as you approach, wiping her brow with a grease-blackened hand.
What do you need? By all means, get an eyeful.
Not scared, are ya?
A little reprieve from the din outside.
I know they help. I magicked you, you're dead! Whack! Back, evil ogre, or I'll get you with my sword! I'll spare you this time. You're really fun. Hey, I'm gonna hide some. Ready? Go! You found me! Okay, wait. Let me hide again. Go!
State your business. Certainly. You may not be a lizard, but you're kind. If it's trade you're looking for, I've made a habit of procuring. That's for you to decide.
How to spell introduce. It's I-N... My way is too small for you. You'll have to find another. Hope you brought a shovel.
What's this? I found something.
I'm not opposed to manual labor if circumstances require.
This is my new friend. She's...
Please, small child, leave me to my ruminations.
But she's really nice. And tall.
Why? A grown friend? You brought an adult here. Ah, you're back. What in the world are you? fair question. My name is Withermore. I have been trapped here. A wicked king, it was. Brachus Rex by name. Yet my failure was absolute. Please, good lady, you must free me. Prise this spear from my chest, where it has been stuck fast for the last 1,000 years. Oh, bless you, good lady, bless you. Seize the spear.
It's stuck fast. It's stuck fast.
I got it.
Good sir. You've set my body free. Free to crumble to dust at last. But my spirit... Blast! I remain trapped in this mouldering skeleton yet. I have heard of such magic, but have never known anyone so foul as to employ it. Brachus Rex. May maggots lace his entrails. After he interred me in this cell, he must have drawn my... But I know this place well. I could lead you to its likely location. In turn, you would find a path straight out of this fort. My freedom for yours. What say you? Marvelous, my friend. Marvelous. You'll first have to get inside the fort itself. There's a secret switch on a statue of the Seven in the courtyard. The switch will open a hatch, and you'll be led into the prison's main floor. I suspect that within Brachus's Brachus would have made me a supplicant, a slave to these walls. With your help, I'll die. At last. With dignity. Fort Joy is a danger. Here, he and his researchers crafted... I was fully briefed about this. I never thought I would become one of his victims. Good sir. You've set my body free. You'll first have to get inside the prison itself. The switch... Brachus would have made me a supplicant.
I want to be a hero like you. Here, take this. It'll show you how to find my seat. If you can find a way up, you can have my treasure. Thanks again for helping Wither.
The child ignores you and continues with her game.
I'm playing Helene.
Suddenly, the... This hole is too small for you to... This hole is too small for you to squeeze into. This hole is too small for you to squeeze into.
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Our kind of few here.
She bows.
I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through. Through the Magisters, through their cure. Thug, in this cave, we trust the healer. She is young. It gives me great pain. Wait, before you go, I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. I save it for a thank you.
I know they help.
You cover your face with your hands. You've just heard the news. The elf...
I know they help.
The young girl's eyes are covered, but she turns towards you when you approach. She's...
Ah, hello. So much you suffer. So much suffering.
I see it before my eyes.
Dear one, no.
She takes...
I wish you only he...
It looks like she wants to speak...
No, surely it cannot be...
Her eyebrows...
There can be a way. Amiro knows. But he is gone. Do you see him? He knows how to leave. My protector, my friend, an elf like me, with a spirit bright as new. He is caught by those who hurt him. I wish so much you bring me great. I see something that helps. I see a lizard. He is a lizard of many dreams, of far feet. Yes, please ask. I knew we must. Oh, I do not come. He is. You understand when you meet him. After it is safer here. We. Rest now. You'll hie yourself to the grave. I feel him, but I do not see him. I feel him, but I do not see him. I feel him, but I do not see him. I know they help. I know they help. I know they help.